This is what we call in the industry a credit card billing authorization. And get this, it authorizes you to bill a credit card. Now, yes, it's been redacted out to protect the numbers and that type of thing, but a couple of interesting numbers on this little statement. Once, bill my credit card once for the following amount, $5,000. Monthly, bill my credit card once per month for the following amount for services provided, $1,900 a month. $1,900, if we go 2,000 times 12 months, is $2,400 minus a lot. 24,000, sorry about that. What this is what the Musselwhites got filled out for a Author Expert Marketing Machines contract, and we're going to chat with them about this for a second. The thing that's beautiful about this form is they got this thing signed out, they got this thing done, they got this thing completed, and 3 minutes ago they asked me, can we get our product, please? They haven't opened the box yet. They haven't got the product yet. They were able to sell entirely based on what we'd shown them. Now, truth be told, they were at one of our events. We opened the box, we showed it there, and we walked through it, but it's pretty cool stuff. So let's go to the big camera. I want you to meet the Musselwhites. Let's go camera 2 here. Now, these are the Musselwhites. Introduce yourselves, you two.
My beautiful wife, Linda, and I'm Charles, her husband, otherwise known as Linda's husband.
There we go. and what does Linda and Linda's husband do for a living?
We do online and offline marketing consulting for small businesses.
Okay.
So this is one of the new tools in our toolbox.
Okay. Good way to describe it. What was the type of work you did before you got this little authorization signed?
With Traffic Geyser, we
Sure.
were already working with Traffic Geyser and Instant Customer, so we were doing like demos and campaigns, at least showing people what the power was.
Okay.
So this is opened up, like I said.
And what type of contracts were you seeing before that?
We were doing projects, a lot of projects. So 500 here, $2,000 here. I mean, we have a couple of clients that were probably 1,500 to start, 1,000 a month.
So you had people starting complete projects that were less than your monthly for this guy.
Absolutely.
Okay, what changed?
What changed? Wow. So I think the way in which it was described and the way in which Mike shared on that Saturday, we'd been talking with this guy, and his name's Rob Braun, by the way. We were talking about his business, and he's a motivational coach and success speaker, that kind of guy, and he wanted to grow his business. And he'd actually been sold a bunch of empty promises over the years. He's got website, but it's not converting for him. He's got social media, it's not converting for him. And his message to us was that I have a message that I need to get out. And when we were sitting in live event and we heard Mike talking, it was almost the exact same words. So we just looked at each other and knew that, wow, I think we're actually listening to something that could be beneficial. When we went back to meet with Rob, we sat down and we had changed our complete proposal. We'll say overhauled it, but we had to add the things that we learned at live event.
Okay.
And when we presented it to him, his response to us is, "You guys get it," because he knows he's got limited visibility right now, and he wants to launch. He has a message that he wants to get out. He wants to share.
Okay.
This opened that door for us.
Okay.
Yeah, for us, when we heard it, we just looked at each other and smiled because we knew he popped into our mind. So I think when we got to the hotel room that night, we just shot him an email, said, "Hey, we have some exciting news to report to you." So really had him pumped up, and he was anticipating something big.
Existing client before? Yes?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, no. So this was the guy you're going to do for your first presentation, thinking it would be a smaller type of project.
We talked to him. We had been talking, but we hadn't. He's not a client, and we hadn't inked anything out yet. And we were working on social media integration, some back-end website stuff, and doing some videos for him. And he already has a video guy in place. So now in our mind, we're trying to think, how do we interact with his other team member? This, like we just said, changes the whole entire program and accelerated what we're going to be doing with him. And being able to explain it to him, he got the sense that it encapsulates where he's at today, and will help him get to where he wants to be tomorrow.
Right.
And as we were just talking, we're going to use the triple success combo of Instant Customer, Traffic Geyser, and now AEMM.
How does it change your business now having a $1,900 a month customer?
The $1,900 a month, I think, is really for confidence, and you see yourself doing bigger things. But don't get me wrong, it is about the money, but it's also not about the money. It's about the tools that we have, and with this, it allows us to look at folks that I think beforehand maybe we wouldn't have as much access or success to, or access to. Now having another tool in the toolbox, especially when you talk about letting someone's message come out, being able to share that with other folks. Because this is one of the things that we're big on, is that you may have that one nugget that I need to hear, but if you don't have a way to launch that, to broadcast it, I may miss it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's our responsibility
Right.
to share our messages.
We call that platform.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And for him, he is writing 2 books, and he's about to launch a CD series on coaching and training. So it was, it was a perfect fit.
You know, let me just, he's actually got a pretty intense story. He's been a success coach for about 15 years. And I got all that, but when we went to dinner with him and his wife, he shared with us that his son, I think it was 17 or 18 at the time, had been murdered. Now, I don't know about you, but that just ripped my heart out of my chest. I couldn't even imagine. First of all, I would be a train wreck. You know, my son is gone. This guy turned it around and knows that he's got a message that he needs to share with people. So, right there, it just resonates. It hits you in your chest. And I look at it as we have the tools. It's our responsibility to help him to share that message, to help other folks who are in that same position.
Very cool. How many people do you think have a message that they need to get out there?
Who doesn't?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Musselwhites have one?
Of course.
Okay. Okay, and have you been plotting that?
Yes, we have. It's actually been in the works for a couple of years, and now, we're able to brainstorm. We have been brainstorming over the last few years, but now we're really going to focus on getting our message out there in 2013.
I remember the last book I published took me about, with a traditional publishing firm, took me about 6 months, nearly got me divorced, and made me far, far less money than it should have. And about 5 months ago, I was chatting with somebody who said, you should really get a book out about X. And I've thought about that. Who hasn't thought about that? But in my mind, I knew it was this 6-month process. It was these 40-hour weeks. It was a tiny, tiny advance that not going to get you through it. And I just, it's not doable. I'm not going to do it. And then since then, I've launched a couple of Kindle books to #1 in a sliver, tiny amount of the time. And I realized now I can get my message out. So you've got a message that you want to get out. You met with one person who has a message that you want to help get out. How many more people do you want to help get their message out?
As much as we have bandwidth for.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is important. I just go back to Rob, for instance, or ourselves, for instance. We've all gone through the stuff.
Right.
Whatever that stuff is. You said near divorce and whatever. We've all had stuff. I believe we're actually called to share that stuff, because it's my responsibility to help someone else not to fail or, I think, stumble in that same thing that caused me to stumble.
Right.
If I don't do that, I think I'm being selfish and worthless in a way. But if I have a platform and a means in which to share that, and it changes one other person's life, to me, that's what we're here for. That's what I'm responsible for.
Very cool. A couple people have joined us. Mickey Hanks from Terrell, Texas. Meg Flip from Varsity Lakes, QLD, wherever that is. Queensland? Australia, right?
Yeah.
Elliot Flick from Austin, Texas. Welcome, guys. We'd love to have more of you join. I was telling the Musselwhites that inside of the forum, which is just really launched, inside of our success stories, one of the things we do is we have an area where you can tell your success stories, and then usually what happens is somebody tells their success stories, then there's a lot of questions. We've had some success stories that have had 30, 40, 50 questions below it. Well, what happened really funny on this one, somebody had heard about this and published inside the membership site, when are the Musselwhites going to tell us about this $1,900 a month? So you're getting the video now. You know who you are. Maybe you're in the chat room. Maybe you aren't. But let's chat about this. So you saw the opportunity to provide internet marketing, social media marketing, video marketing. You've been with us for a while using some of our tools. And you've seen some success with it. You're paying the bills. I've seen you guys. It was funny. I was at a local networking event here in San Diego testing out some material. And lo and behold, you two were in the audience. It was just dying. These guys are working it hard. But you've jumped considerably with this. Now, maybe it's just your time has come, but why do you think the jump happened? Why do you think the jump is so dramatic? From a technical standpoint, getting out a 10 by 10 by 4 is probably as easy as just getting a Kindle book on the Kindle system, yet you're able to do so much more, charge so much more, as a result, deliver so much more, focus so much more. Why? Tell me about that jump.
I think we're getting out.
Okay.
We're sharing the message.
Okay.
We know what our skill set is, but then to be able to have this suite of tools to actually do it, not just all the pieces everywhere, but to have just it all in one spot where we can launch it and help people. I think that's a big part of it. What would you say?
Confidence and experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And knowledge.
Talking with Jimmy, talking with Mike, talking with all the all-stars that are out there, and just understanding what they've done, you realize after you've been involved with it long enough, you can do the same thing. And I think early on for us, because we came from corporate America, so you kind of have this self-limiting belief that you can only do so much or only go so far. But then when you surround yourself in a community where folks have similar stories and have launched and are so far ahead of you, that's inspiring. It's motivating. And I'm not saying that, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. But I just look at it if
that's how they did it.
They've cut the path.
Right, yeah.
We can follow.
Yeah.
You know, we can do our own thing. So confidence and experience, and also you move the bar yourself, because it used to. I remember our first foot in the door, the $97 packages, and I think those are a needful thing because you learn something in that process. But so some of those $97 foot in the door clients were the ones who were just killing us. They wanted more, and nothing ever made them happy. And it was just, now you can improve the clientele that you're working with. And the cool thing for us is I believe this package will absolutely do the same thing for our clients. So for instance, Rob has about 1,000 people on his email list, and probably has underserved them because he hasn't had the right tools in which to serve them.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking now that we'll be able to position his message, show his platform, and increase and elevate the package that he's going to be able to give these folks quickly and efficiently.
I'm going to go back to camera one here for a second, guys, because I'm going to show you the other sheet of paper that's kind of fun. Let's go back to camera one here. See what this is?
Oh.
Yeah, this is gutsy. This is quite fascinating. This is addendum, Rob, money back guarantee. Our guarantee is backed with confidence. Why in the heck did you guys, why did you do this, and why did you do this for the amount of time that you did it in, letting you tell the amount of time? What kind of guarantee is this that you signed with Rob?
It's a 12-month money-back guarantee, because we're that confident in the platform and the products. We know that we are going to perform for him, that he's going to get the visibility, he's going to get the leads. Of course, it's up to him to close, but we're that confident that we know that these tools are going to work for him.
Plus, we did our homework too. We looked at what he already had, and he's got a sweet-looking website, and it's clean, but no coordination, no SEO, none of this, the basic foundational things that need to be done. We've at least learned that much, so we know that we can get those things polished off quickly and move on. But also look at it, it was his message that really just hit us, and it makes us want to perform that much more for him. Because I believe in what his message is, and I know that he'll be able to just have an impact on other people's lives. So a money-back guarantee, first time we've ever done one, and
yeah, it was scary.
It was a little scary, but we have complete confidence. I'm not losing sleep at night because of that, because I know we're going to work hard, and I know that where he's at now, when he looks back, even 6 months from now, he'll know that he's so much further down the road.
So you spoke of $97 a month, foot in the door customers.
Mm-hmm.
Rob here is a $22K and change a year, and by $22K I don't mean memory, I mean $22,000 a year and change per year. The $97 a month, guys, I just saw not disdain but frustration.
It was.
When you speak of Rob and $22K and change a year, I see a smile on your face.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
This is exciting. I mean, we believe, of course, in his message. We believe in the platform. So for us, this is fun. It's not going to be work, whereas, unfortunately, the $97 a month was work. It was constant phone calls explaining over and over again what we're doing. I mean, we have free reign. I mean, we still go back and forth with each other. It's only been a couple of weeks, but it's fun and exciting.
I think we found ourselves with the $97 a month customers that like Linda said, every time we talked to them, we had to reconvince them as to why are we doing this? What are you doing for me? I'm not seeing any results. But we also weren't getting cooperation and participation from them. And again, I'm not bashing them. I'm not saying anything disrespectful. But at this level, this guy comes to the table ready. He wants to go. I've got things lined up. I'm giving you access to all these things. He expects to see stuff getting done, which in a way opens up the doors for us to actually go and get things done. We don't have to keep talking to him about it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Some questions are coming in. I'm not in the chat room right now, but the staff in the back, thanks, Jess, are giving us everything we needed. One question comes up a lot: is this being recorded? How do I get this access? How do I get access later? Well, let me tell you something. Of course, we're recording it, and everything you do, you should be recording from this point, because there's a lot of different uses for what it is that you've done and recorded. How do you get access to this later? You get access to this in the membership site that comes with Author Expert Marketing Machines. What if I'm not inside the membership site? You're not going to get access. What if I order after Saturday? You're not going to get it at this price. What if I order, but when all these things are gone, we've got 4 or 5 weeks before the physical package goes to you. So get inside now. And not just watch this stuff, but consume the content internal. We had somebody here who made a comment, I'm assuming this inside a chat room. Rich Gravela says, hey, I signed up last week, started following the steps, created my 10x10 videos the next few days. The product is awesome, very simple. Great step-by-step procedures. I'm feeling really good of each step that is coming. So I appreciate that, Rich. Back to you two. The analytical in the audience could look at you and go, oh, they're just in their progression. They finally figured out to charge more. And there might be an element in there, but I'm going to suggest, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, and we'll go live and we'll have a fun time with this. Setting up somebody's Twitter account versus helping somebody get their message out is a $97 a month to a $2,000 a month jump. Yeah. Help somebody doing what they're here on this planet to do. Not only is that worth a heck of a lot more, but it puts the smile on the face. It gets you up in the morning. It gives you a reason to lie. Why are you smiling at him? Well, what's going on here?
Oh no, because for the last several years, that's what it was. It was setups. It was the little things which we can do in our sleep.
Sure.
It's mundane. I mean, it's
sure.
still
and it's necessary.
fun.
Inside of Module 1, we have these steps to setting up the top 5 social media sites. Right. Necessary.
Absolutely.
Just not that exciting.
No. I just go back to the message that's inside all of us. Setting up a profile, that's not going to share anything with anybody, and the proper utilization of it will be important to launch your message, but to be able to capture the essence of whatever that message is inside of you. I mean, think about it. Look at all the folks who have been harmed by the so-called current economy. Just think about all the folks who've lost jobs and are, I can just imagine if I was, if I came home and lost my job, on the way home, I've got self-doubt in my head. I'm worried, I'm concerned, I'm fearful. What's it going to do to my wife's psyche? What's it going to do to my kids? How, what am I going to do? You start to worry and freak out. And I think that happened to a lot of people. But then at some point you start to turn around and you need someone to guide you. You need someone to kick you in the butt sometimes. And those types of messages are what really just, I meet head on, because that's what I want to hear. I don't want to be collateral damage to something that was beyond my control. And in that sharing, I look at it this way too, is that our message won't resonate with everybody. And that's okay, it's not supposed to. But it will resonate with the right people. And those are the folks that we want to draw closer to and have community with. Same with Rob. My kids are both alive, but I couldn't imagine losing a son, losing a child, period. There's folks who already lost kids, and if he can reach them and help them to recover, get back in the game, just get back in life, that's what, to me, it's all about.
You're getting paid to help people get back in the game. How cool is that?
Yeah.
How many events of ours have you been to?
3 or 4.
Yeah. What are you, junkies? I mean, why do you keep coming?
It's funny. We actually came to a last live event promising ourselves that we weren't going to buy Author Expert Marketing
That's
Machine.
Hilarious. No, okay, I get it. I get it.
Exactly, invest.
Yes, but we are junkies. No.
Why do you keep coming back to these? I mean, is it the food? Is it that great hotel Starbucks coffee? I mean, why do you come to our events?
To tell you, I actually think it's kind of inconvenient to come, but the chance to rub elbows, I think the word was used was proximity. And just to bounce ideas off of other folks who are doing the same challenges that we have every day. I think the woman who's in Florida, Jessica Brace. Yeah. Awesome story. Yeah. John Cody, a good friend of ours now that we didn't meet
earlier today,
except for this.
Yep.
Jimmy Harding's got a story, and there's folks. We talk to folks now that are in the UK, in Australia, and it's for me, it's just it's exciting and exhilarating to talk to them and know that. So she's in Australia and she has the same challenges that we have, and we can share each other's stories. We can, as I say, we can commiserate in our challenges and celebrate our victories. But in there, it actually helps to accelerate our businesses, and we can help each other grow. Right. I'm not worried about competition. I just want to help her, because if I help her, I know it'll come back to us at some point.
Yeah.
John Cody went to one of our events, comes home 30 hours later, he's got an Amazon bestseller. Okay, you guys go to our events. You come home. You jump from 97 a month to 1,900 a month. A pretty good jump. What we have, we're going to show you in a second what we call a sizzle reel from past events. But physical events, which are a bit of a nuisance to go to, but once you go, you know, oh man. Yeah. What a blast. And to catch everybody and to fellowship with everybody and to have that just lousy hotel Starbucks coffee with everybody, you know, is part of the experience. And the meals afterwards, the late night, you know, conversations and whatnot. That's the physical event. Talk about the community. I mean, you guys are very active in the community. At the last event, we gave away a MacBook Air to one of our Primo community members, and I can tell you now, you guys were in the running. It was very close. Sorry to tell you that now in front of a live audience. But why do you participate in the community? Why do you give so much to the community? What does the community do for you?
Well, the community, there's just that feel of camaraderie there, but to be able to help someone and then get help. So just bouncing those ideas off of one another is huge. Successes and failures go around, so that way you know, okay, well, so-and-so did it, let me try this. Let me ask them how I can, you know, do better. It's just that back and forth. It is the true sense of community.
You're building your business. Why are you in the community?
To help, to give back.
Does that help you?
Absolutely.
How so?
I look at it as there's a lot of shiny objects that are out there, and I find myself using the community for one thing, just as a filter. What do you think about this? It's garbage, don't use it. What do you think about this? This is great, press into it. Or just talking to other folks, how did you position your proposal? So there's a guy from Arizona we saw on Sunday at live event.
Okay.
And it was like a revelation to us what he did with just his proposals. We changed our proposals actually to mimic his, because up until that point we had been stressing, you know, we don't want to have this, you know, 1,500 word tome proposal going out to people. We wanted to keep it simple, and we've been massaging this thing back and forth. And what he said that he does with his proposal, we took it home and actually completely over. This is the result. That's the new proposal, a one-pager, you know, with the scope of work, and I think that actually accelerated our clients' opportunity to say, okay, here's what I'm signing, and this is the scope of work. It makes sense, because before they you could see them trying to process and read and figure out what does this all mean. So for us, the community is there's insight to how you can get better. There's real conversation going back and forth. People help us, we help other folks, and it grows. You know, and in that there's confidence.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's been funny. I've been, every once in a while when I'm not in front of the camera here, I've been jumping into the chat room, and it's all our friends. It's everybody from the community, everybody from the events. I think there's like 4 people in the chat room who have not yet invested. So for those 4 people who have not yet invested, what would you say to them?
Jump on and do it. Yeah, you'll have so much good stuff that you'll be able to at least get started. We found a lot of people aren't even starting, but being in the community is getting them out there and doing things.
Well, Paul, I think you're using the right words. I know you're using the right words, because you got to replace the word buy with invest. If you have potential and a market and a message, this tool is an investment to help accelerate that process and to grow your business. To me, it's that simple.
Awesome. Thank you, Musselwhites. Give them some love in the chat room. They won't be able to see it because they're sitting here, but give them some love in the chat room anyway. There is somebody who's already posted in the membership site saying, please tell us how you did this. So jump inside there, and if you don't have a password, somebody here can probably help you out with that. We're now going to do what we call in the industry a sizzle reel, and you're going to get to see some highlights of things that happened in past events. We do have the Just Like My Child video. We realized that didn't come up last time. We're going to bring that up a little bit later. That's coming too. But right now, we've got the good old-fashioned sizzle reel. So sizzle away, boys.